Hello there, my name is Richard. I can talk about animation. Today we're going to talk about the spin-off series of Detective Conan, The Keeper Hanzawa. And yes, I kind of butchered that name, I'm sorry, but besides that, did I need to know the franchise to get this new spin-off series? In a way, yes and no. The series, in my opinion, is strong enough to actually be not knowing. If you have no idea about the franchise, you easily can get into it. But at the same time, if you do know about the franchise, at least know about the first couple of chapters or first couple of episodes of the original Detective Conan franchise, you'll be sort of rewarded because they do a lot of reference cameos, even characters they stopped using over the years will appear in this series. But at the same time, I love it. This series is sort of based on one big joke that this town or detective is basically the Grim Reaper. If you live in this town, you probably die, and all the people who live in that city knows it, and they trying to figure out how to get out. I think one of the biggest jokes is Orizawa gets to his ID in the city, and there's another line of a bunch of people who are trying to escape the city, but the people who run the place make BS little mistakes. Oh no, you misfilled it, so you can't, so you can stay here now 3 years. Bye! And I love that sort of running gag that people try to escape, but they can't. They've been punished. But if you love it more, they still explore the idea of how the people react to all this crime. And they use one of the big example is the professor, Detective Conan's best friend and his ally, that he sort of helps Detective Conan, but you see him sort of in that phase of all this tragedy. Like he opens a window, there's a big explosion, and he doesn't really react to it. He just, oh, today's a great day, definitely a great day. And I love it how the main lead of this spin-off series, Wazawa, that he's just kind of panicking, like, what's wrong with this guy? I mean, people died here. Like he's trying to grab, understand the situation of this town. But I love it how Ozawa has sort of a reason a bit this town because he has looking for someone specifically to execute. That means the main lead of the original franchise, Detective Conan, but he doesn't know how who he became now. Where it's, if you know the franchise, Detective Conan accidentally became a child for this sort of a chemical poster kid him, but he did something completely different. And that's a sort of run gag he keep passing around of him. Like he's looking for him, but he's right in front of him, but he doesn't know that's what he looks like now. And that's sort of the run gag. Like the reason why Horozawa left his hometown to get to Baker Street is just execute that specific person. But he realized this town is just so da- dangerous now, where it's like he can't really survive. In fact, I love it even more is how he kind of talked to some characters like the first couple episodes or first couple of mangas who actually died and they came back for this specific episode before dying. But it's not sort of the connection, it's just sort of reference. I think one of the biggest reference that everybody's talking about who at least love this franchise is the lunchbox. If you don't know, there was a specific episode they showed the lunchbox that is basically sort of a kind of run your face sort of disguised as a laptop to get information for someone else that the main lead of the original series used. But I feel fascinating that they just used it once. And that just that once that everybody just remembered because it's just so iconic, kind of weird. It also used one of the best episodes, at least in my opinion, of that iconic lunchbox because that's the point then Ren sort of friend of Detective Conan's and also could be lover that confesses her emotions, that she's scared, that he's never there, but she doesn't realize he's not the same person like you last time you met him. But I think that's the reason why everybody remembers the lunchbox so well, and they actually reference that in the series because Detective Conan uses it sort of to knock someone out, but it's so fast that you don't really notice it. And I think that's the whole gag. Like they quickly show you something or something kind of funny out of nowhere that you seen the franchise or read the manga, you get it. You just laugh your ass off. Of course, if you didn't, that still not make it as a bad thing because you really don't know these. You don't know these the whole franchise. Like you haven't ever heard of Detective Conan or never read the manga or anything. You'll be fine because this series jokes are well set up that you don't need to know the reference. I think one of the biggest examples is sort of how Inozawa trying to find a housing outwards, and the person who's selling or renting the house showing all the different houses, but it's so fast and quick. Each of them is sort of a reference sort of case, a certain episode that you've seen before. But the running gag is every single place he trying to sell this guy is sort of a murder kind of house. And I was out like, can I have a house that no one had murder? And the realtor says, no. No, I mean, this is how the town is. I mean, it's even rare if you have a place that no one get murdered. Of course, that place will be jacked like 3 or 4 times even more. So yeah, like you have no choice. Take it or leave it, bro. And you just see the Ming Lee freaking out. Like, I mean, I don't feel uncomfortable, but I love it. It's sort of the conversation how the realtor just like says, "Oh, this happened," and the guy just like, "Please stop telling me. Just let me not know." "Oh no, sir, I can tell you." But I love it how the realtor just continue explaining things to the point instead of disturbing. Like it doesn't freak you out. You love it. All the people around Orozawa explains, "Nah, this is pretty normal. I mean, eh." I love that sort of just deal with it, bro, like everybody else. But I just enjoy that comic. But at the same time, I do understand that maybe not all the jokes will land. Even you never heard it, even you give it a chance, you will probably have a good time. But there's some jokes that probably fly off you automatically, like the lunchbox. They also have another running gag that Conan himself is chasing the guy while realizing he's being chased. But it's sort of a gag, but it wasn't really that funny. Yeah, that's the problem. If you do know the gag, it's hilarious. But you don't, you probably pass by you. But even that, if I knew the gag, I wasn't even laughing. It's one of those situations. Is basically 80% of the comedy will land. That sort of rare 20% that just doesn't really land you as well. Like there's a good episode of all the characters that sort of not really used that much. They basically work in convenience store, but all the four characters who appear of that episode are sort of fan favorite characters. Some of them that probably never use ever again because it's sort of like a running gag. All of that, I really can't say much. I mean, I did enjoy it. I don't know you. Do you like the spinach? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got really nothing else to say. Just thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.